This is the Heart of LAFC podcast, episode 118.
The City of Angels is black and gold. You are listening to the Heart of LAFC podcast. And now, here are your hosts, Jerry Jimenez and Josef Zacher.
What is up? Welcome to the Heart of LAFC podcast. My name is Jerry Jimenez, your host, your friend, your insider into the Los Angeles Football Club. Thank you for joining Joseph and I for episode 118 of the Heart of LAFC. Friendly reminder, this is your show. And what that means is that, you get to have a say in what we talk about. So please follow our social media if you aren't already. I don't know where you've been. I don't know what you've been doing. But we are everywhere at Heart of LAFC. Instagram, Snapchat, we're on Twitter. We are on Facebook even. I mean, all over the place. heartoflafc.com as well. Go check out some of the writings. You can check out some of the podcasts. I think there's some stuff on iTunes that's missing. heartoflafc.com has it for you, okay? So go and check that out. And I'll stop promoting that and actually bring in the man you all came to actually listen to. I'm just here for I'm just here for I'm just the eye candy. If you're on YouTube, go ahead and
gotta
check
have the pretty people, man. Can't survive without the pretty people.
Yeah, check out check out the YouTube page. We are on here live right now. If you're listening on the pod, thank you for joining us. If you're here live with us, thank you for joining us as well. I see you guys. Tuesday nights, we waited, by the way, Joseph. Here, let me get you on the screen so everybody can see you, because right now they can't see you. Here we go. Hey, nice jersey, by the way. Wearing that goalkeeper kit.
Closest thing I could find. Yeah, exactly.
So, I'm just wearing a regular, just LAFC font shirt today. We try to keep it, with the color scheme, with all the scarves. I know some people are like, man, that's way too many scarves, but never, no such thing.
Never enough, ever.
No such thing. So yeah, if you are not checking us out on YouTube, you can always go, just stop listening right now and go actually watch us. That's actually more fun. But we're here to not just keep you updated, because there was some things that happened. There were some international duty games, obviously, that we need to cover. There was also, EMLS is going on. They just released their schedule, so we'll probably go over that a little bit. And then I kind of want to hear your guys' input. So please, again, following on social media, send us your thoughts and your comments on, should we cover EMLS? There's not a lot to cover, but when there is some stuff to cover, should we talk about it? Because guess what? We're going to have a horse in the race starting in 2020. And we'll talk about that today as well. Obviously, we're going to be talking about the expansion draft and the unfortunate events that took place there. I called it. We all knew we were going to lose somebody, and we did. So we'll jump into that in just a little bit, okay? And then MLS All-Stars game 2020. There's some rumors. As of right now, it's not really even a rumor. It's on LA Times. So
It ain't a rumor.
It's happening. And we'll talk about the details. Details of that.
I'm looking forward to it. That's all I can say. Yeah. It's going to be a beautiful thing.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I unfortunately did not receive the awesome LAFC razor that was sent out. And that's because I don't have season tickets anymore, because I had to cancel them this time. And people were like, oh, did you get your razor? And I'm like, super jealous. No, I didn't, because they're awesome. You got yours, right, Joe?
I got mine. Yeah.
You're not using it, though.
Dude,
look at that beard. Jeez, man.
Dude, I'm overdue for a bit of a trim. But I got to say, give it to Dollar Shave Club. That was a fine gift they gave out to everybody. Mm-hmm. Two razors, 10 blades, I guess. Shave gel. They have deodorant, anti-perspirant. Dude, it's like one heck of a kit, got to say. Yeah. So thank you, Dollar Shave Club. On behalf of everybody. Great gift. A lot more than some of the other sponsors have done. So, you know who you are, Reward the loyal people. Come on
We
now.
just started, man. We're not even 5 minutes in. You're already throwing shade at sponsors. I don't do that.
Someone's got to get shade tonight, dude. Someone's got to get shade.
All right.
I mean,
that's fine.
It's the grief process, dude. So, gotta have a little bit of anger. A little banger when we lose a loved one, okay?
Yeah,
So,
that works. That works for me. Okay. Yeah. Well then, all right. So then let's throw some shade then. Rich, I'm still waiting for my LAFC Beats, my headphones. I wanna a pair. That ain't ever gonna happen, by the way.
That ain't never
my
gonna happen,
dreams.
man. Like,
I'd be cool if they released some special edition ones, but they're not gonna do that.
Well, I mean, I think that was a special edition from Beats, a surprise special edition. So,
okay. All right.
Yeah, one of those. So,
all right. That's enough time wasted. Are you ready to jump into all this information? Because
let's do this. There's actually a lot of stuff going on, even though it's the off season.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
So, yeah.
Off season. It's preseason, right? That's what we call it here at Heart of LAFC headquarters. We're calling it preseason. Dude,
I'm already staking out like my locations for Champions League as potential locations to go. I'm already figuring out flight prices depending on who we draw. Like, dude, really? Contingency plans, figuring out sizes of stadiums already. Like, I'm getting ready. I don't care where, man. Like, that's where my head's at.
I agree, for sure.
Yeah.
Real quick before we jump into this, I do want to give a quick shout out to those of you that have joined us here in the chat on YouTube. I see Jose, actually two Jose's. I see Sepulveda, I see Hot Rod Jose, he says this is his first time watching us live. So welcome, man. We have Poison Johnny, of course, in here. It would not be the same without him. Jafet is in here. We have Brendan's in here. What's up, man?
Hey.
What's going on? Kid G123 is in here. We have let's see, who am I missing? Tiana's in here. And yeah, there we go. So thank you guys for joining us. Feel free to comment there on the right-hand side of your screen if you're on YouTube right now. Okay, cool. So international duty, Joseph. We had quite a few players out on international duty for the last few days. Brian Rodriguez, Diego Palacios, Eddie Segura, Edward Atuesta, Mark Anthony K, Peter Lee Vassell, Rodolfo Zelaya. Some played with each other, some played against each other. Do you have that info in front of you? You want to hit up the first one on our list, which is Brian Rodriguez from Uruguay.
That's the highlight of the group, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
So Brian Rodriguez played a pair of matches for Uruguay. First match was a 2-1 victory versus Hungary on the 15th. Amazingly enough, Brian Rodriguez scores another goal, put one away in the 21st. A lovely little cut back and finish with the right foot. It's kind of a signature for him right now to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And it is amazing when he plays out on that side of the field with a little bit of extra room, what he can do, man. Amazing player. I can't wait to see him start doing that for us. It's only a matter of time with him. So,
I was gonna say he took a page out of the Carlos Vela book, didn't he, on that goal?
Yeah, it was beautiful.
It was actually the game-winning goal. So, 2-1 for Brian Rodriguez. The first goal was scored by Cavani, actually.
The rumored one.
Uruguay. The rumored one. Apparently,
the rumored possible
coming
MLS.
to MLS. Yeah, Miami.
Two different teams are rumored to be going after him.
Miami and Galaxy, right? He's not
Galaxy and Miami. So yeah. I think there's some life to it. Injured, aging player. Yeah, we know who likes to sniff after that. So I wouldn't be shocked to see him over there. Is what it is. But hey, Biro was the story, right? So Lightning Bolt does what he has to do. What was that? His third or fourth goal for the senior side already? Like, dude, he's flying.
I'm gonna look this up while you keep going with the other score here.
Yeah,
let's see.
So it's good stuff. The other names to pop up, we have Diego Palacios, played 2 matches for Ecuador, a 3-0 win versus Trinidad and Tobago, and a 1-0 loss to Colombia. Palacios started at left back in both matches. This is where he'll obviously be featuring for us as he eases into a preseason with us and probably going to storm into that position by the time we start things up in February. So congrats to him on getting 2 matches in. Yeah, winning a loss. Of course, that loss happened to be against some of his brothers of Black and Gold. Both Eddie. Actually, right? No, it's senior side. So, senior side.
Mm-hmm.
We'll move on to the next one, but Palacio 2 matches, showing what he can do, as always. So we'll move on to the Colombia under-23s. We have Eddie Segura and Edward Atuesta in a 2-0 win versus Japan, played on the 17th. I believe there was a lovely Expo original with Banner out there doing what he's doing.
I saw that.
Absolutely amazing. Well done, folks.
God, way to represent.
Support is global.
Yep.
So the boys kicked it, did well, got a 2-0 victory for the under-23s. Right there's a shock to me, right? I mean, these guys play well above their age, let's be honest. You tell me Segura's an under-23, he doesn't play like an under-23, right? He's there, he does what he does. But congrats to both boys on a long trip. And again, doing what they got to do. Mark Anthony Kay played in a 4-1 loss to the United States on the 15th for Canada. Definitely grinding, doing what he does, but the U.S. basically took over for that match and got the job done. Peter Lee Vassell, here we go with him. 2-1 victory against Antigua and Barbuda on the 15th. Came in off the bench for Jamaica. Also featured in a 1-1 tie against Guyana on the 18th. Started but was eventually subbed out. So Peter Lee getting some work under the circumstances. I think we're going to see him feature a lot more for our side next year.
Yep.
It's a natural progression.
I agree.
Peter Lee, your show begins. So, good stuff for him. Played 2 matches. Again, we're going to see a lot more of him this year. And then somebody we might not see a whole lot of next year after what has occurred, but Rodolfo Zelaya featured for El Salvador, scheduled to play in 2 games. First one was a 1-0 win versus Montserrat on the 16th. Started, but was later subbed out due to an injury that sounds pretty darn serious. Hearing meniscus tear, not fun. I've had that. That ain't cool. Going to be a little bit of recovery time there. We'll see how quickly he can get back. El Salvador also had a 2-0 victory versus Dominican Republic on the 19th. Of course, did not play due to injury. Moving on to the next, we have Walker Zimmerman. With the United States, didn't actually get to play. They had 2 matches, a 4-1 win versus Canada on the 15th, and a 4-0 win versus Cuba tonight.
He warmed the bench up, actually.
Yeah, he had a nice view of the match. That's pretty much what happened.
Best seats in the house.
Yeah, here's the deal. At least he's in the house. At least he's training. At least he's keeping active. So that's fine. Yeah. That's fine. You might as well get some caps in. Didn't, but oh well. At least he was with the boys. So that's pretty much for the international wrap-up. Again, congrats to Brian Rodriguez for getting on the board once again and showing what he's got. Love to see it for our side. I think next year, due to some potential changes, we might see a lot more of that from him from that side of the field. So, hey, good stuff. We're looking forward to a bright future with Brian Rodriguez.
Yeah, Brian Rodriguez actually has appeared now 6 times with the Uruguay national team, has scored 3 times. And so, I mean, not bad, 50% of the time.
Excellent. Excellent.
He scored against the United States on September 10th at a 1-1 draw. And then he scored, against Peru on October 11th. So September, October, and November of 2019, he scored a goal. U.S., Peru, and then Hungary. Hungary. Yeah, that's what I say. In the 2-1 win. The Peru, actually, he scored the 1-0 goal. So
yeah,
very cool.
He's doing what he's doing. I heard about some rumors flying around about him possibly being transferred, which I think is absolutely
saw that
crazy. But if the pot's right, you're gonna play the game. So
you gotta.
That's what this business is all about. I don't think that's happening. I'll be shocked. I think Rossi moves before he does. But again, if the price is right, you can't fault the team for doing what they have to do. We'll see what happens, but we really need him for CONCACAF Champions League. So Let's hope he stays on. Again, we haven't seen him yet do what he does at full tilt. So we do want to see that next year.
Absolutely.
So international roundup. Yeah, our guys are busy right now. They're getting rewarded for a great season. That's what's going on there.
Great. That's awesome. No, yeah. I mean, and listen, this is LA right here, right? You have Uruguay, Ecuador, Colombia, Canada, Jamaica, El Salvador, all representatives here. Obviously, Carlos not with Mexico, but they weren't doing too bad either. So
no. And they're flying.
They're flying.
I guess their under 17s got so painfully close. Got a little bit robbed there.
They're calling them.
Things are looking bright for the Mexican program, no doubt about it.
They're calling the other team they played Varsil because of the VAR, just completely screwing them. But Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. That's they got FIFA'd.
They definitely got
CONCACAF'd
FIFA,
or whatever.
no doubt.
All right. Well, EMLS. That's something that we wanted to talk about. And by the way, we're probably going to end up taking a few phone calls here near the end because we're going to go through this real quick. We're going to get to the expansion draft, and some people I think might want to vent. And so get ready. 818-927-3184. Not just quite yet, so don't try starting to call me, okay? but
we'll announce it when it happens.
Yes. Yeah. Maybe I'll put it up on the screen even if you guys want to call in. But EMLS. So something really cool that's happening for 2020. Actually, it started last season. I should say this year, 2019. But LAFC was not a part of it. And so now we are. And EMLS announced on Monday its competitive schedule for 2020, which will culminate in EMLS Cup presented by PlayStation in Texas. LAFC, Austin FC, and Nashville are joining the club's 25 total players. Will be competing in a quest to be crowned the best EA Sports FIFA 20 player in North America. Good stuff. So, again, the league getting into esports, pretty cool to see. They are. It looks like it starts January 10th.
Yeah.
And so I don't believe LAFC did have some competitions. I'm not sure that the winner was announced. I don't have him in front of me, unfortunately. If anybody knows who that was, please let me know. But yeah. So I think we should probably cover it because there's not going to be very many games that they play.
Yeah. Right? So from what I'm seeing here, it'll be January 10th in Philadelphia. It'll be Series 1. Some details. Each player will play 12 matches. Basically, it'll be like a league system. Top 8 players make the live stream. Cash prize and bonus points for the champion. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's that. And then February 15th in Portland will be Series 2. 12 matches again. Point system. Top 8 make the live stream. There is a leaderboard that's involved. Looks like there's a top 25 on that. Mm-hmm. Those qualify for EMLS Cup if they finish in the top 11. And then there's the last chance winner, which will be the 12th team. Anything below that, you don't make it. So should be interesting. And then it looks like the actual EMLS Cup will be March 21st. Top 11 in the Cume, 12th seed. Determined by last chance qualifiers, cash prize for the EMLS Cup champion. Yeah, I'm seeing all kinds of them. It looks like it's going to be held at South by Southwest. Go figure on that one on March 21st. Nice. Yeah. So our first foray into EMLS, definitely pay attention to that. Yeah, best of luck to whoever's won for LAFC. I know they had the qualifiers out here for a while, a couple appearances and all that. Again, we're still waiting to hear the names, and I'm sure we're going to get that pretty soon.
I do want to mention something on this because I saw a couple of people complain about the fact that they were trying to keep it in Los Angeles. So basically, whoever's going to represent LAFC in EMLS, they were competing. They were pretty much LA people, I believe.
Yeah.
And there was a few people that are complaining that we want to win. We should be hiring somebody from outside that's much better, that's a professional, that has been doing this for a long, long time. You can never make everybody happy, but that just bothered me. So I just wanted to say y'all need to stop taking this so darn seriously and just enjoy it, okay? And by the way, LA needs to be represented by LA. So if you don't like it, sorry.
You heard it from Jerry.
That's right.
Dude, you know what? I like the way they did it. It was a live competition.
Yeah.
Like, dude, what's wrong with that? It was events that were held, which is even cooler. And if somebody really, 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 really wanted to represent us, they would have made it out. Mm-hmm. They've been willing to make that trek. Obviously, they're going to have to travel for the big tournament, so it could be just their first qualifier, right? Yep. So it is what it is. It was announced in time. If those who could make it could make it. I should have totally tried just for fun. No, it wouldn't make it, but it would kind of fun to try,
just to say that you tried.
Just to say I tried, right?
Yeah.
But maybe next year for fun, I'll give it a shot.
Actually, if they have any competitions that we can actually go and watch, I wouldn't mind doing that. That'd be pretty cool.
That'd be cool to cover.
I've seen a few competitions when they started it, and it's actually, I thought at the beginning, I'm not a gamer, by the way. I I don't do well. I don't play video games really well. Like my favorite video game, the only one that I'm ever been good at, is like Mortal Kombat from Super Nintendo and Nintendo, and then like Zelda: Link to the Past. Like those were my two games, and I'm aging myself, but whatever. Joseph probably played Pong in like the old school computers.
Dude, I had an Intellivision, man.
Oh, damn! Not even that's before
Shark was like the thing, man.
That's before Atari, isn't it?
Yeah. That's way back when. But
Dang, man.
no, man, I've had gaming systems.
It's fun now.
I have a PS system now, so I'm still playing games, man. Not that well, but I'm still playing games.
Yeah, I don't play games, and it's interesting to see how that has developed into what it is now, and I think it's fun. And now I get to like just sit back and watch other people play that are good and actually know what they're doing. And I'm just like amazed by some of the talent, and so it's actually really fun. If you've never actually seen it and you're like me, that's not really a gamer, this is probably kind of like the gateway into learning about it and enjoying it. So maybe we'll cover it. You tell us, nah, you shouldn't cover it, then we won't cover it. We might just give it like a quick little, oh yeah, this happened, and that's it. I kind of would like to cover it. I think we're gonna have a lot to cover regardless.
I think we can pull it off. I mean, definitely, because there's not a lot of events. And, dude, if somebody's going to be representing the colors officially on behalf of us, we'll give you some love. For sure. For sure.
Maybe we can even get whoever's playing for us to come on the show.
There it is.
There you go.
There it is.
All right. So moving off of EMLS and on to something that happened earlier today. If you're listening on Wednesday, then it happened yesterday. Ahead of their 2020 inaugural season, MLS expansion teams Inter Miami CF, by the way, it's CF, it's not FC, and Nashville SC continued to build their squads with 5 selections each in the 2019 MLS expansion draft held on November 19th, which is today at around 2:30, I think is when they started. Or 2:45 is really when they started, but at least that's when I jumped in, and it was on the first.
It took a few minutes to get going, for sure.
Yeah. So after winning the expansion draft priority coin toss, Inter Miami had the first pick among the 222 unprotected players available to both clubs in the expansion draft. So out of 222 available players, they each only get to pick 5. And so Inter Miami began, and then Nashville picked, and then Inter Miami, and then Nashville, and back and forth until the 5 were picked for each club. Total of 10, right?
Yeah.
So per draft rules, no MLS club lost more than one player in the draft. What does that mean? For example, first pick was a player from New York City Football Club. After nobody else could pick a player from New York City Football Club. Is basically what that means. So 5 MLS teams: Dallas, DC United, Dynamo, Red Bulls, and Vancouver Whitecaps were exempt after seeing players taken in the 2018 expansion draft by FC Cincinnati. So this is a new thing too. I wonder if that means in the next expansion draft, LAFC doesn't lose anybody, right? Is that what that means?
That's usually what happens.
That makes sense, right?
Yeah, that tends to be the thing.
So Joseph spoiled it, but yes, number 1 went to Inter Miami CF. Joseph, you said it was who?
Ben Sweat.
Left back, age 28, drafted from NYCFC. Sweat went from cast-off Columbus draft pick to starting left back for one of the best teams in MLS. He first emerged under Patrick Vieira at NYCFC, and he continued to be a reliable option for the number 1 team in the East in 2019. Left back with strong pace and stamina, Sweat earned his first U.S. men's national team call-up last October, and he can also play at left center back in a pinch. I'm just going to do that for the 2 number 1s, but everybody else, I'll just kind of go through them real quick. But number 1 pick for Nashville SC, second pick overall, Joseph.
Abu Danladi.
Forward, age 24, drafted from Minnesota United. He wasn't fitting in with Minnesota too much.
No, the system wasn't working out for them, for sure. But it's interesting, though, because basically they've lost 2 strikers, right, in a matter of days. Yep. So I guess they're already in rebuild mode. Interesting.
Yeah.
Right. Quintero's gone, too, right?
From what I've heard, yes. I'm gonna double check.
Yeah, he went to Houston, I believe.
Oh yes,
so,
yes.
Yeah. So they've just dropped 2 attacking players in 2 days. Like okay, Minnesota's doing something different.
By the way, Houston Dynamo making some moves.
Yeah, dude, they were
Not just
active
that
today.
one. Not just that
Yeah.
one. So, and we'll go through this real quick, but yes, Darwin Quintero is in fact Houston Dynamo player, confirmed. I know I had seen something about it, but yes. Wow. Okay. Number 2 for Inter Miami was Alvis Powell, right back,
Jamaican international.
Jamaican international, drafted from FC Cincinnati, of all
Yeah, and that is
clubs.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who knew FC Cincinnati had a good player in there, or at least Inter Miami believes
He
it.
did not have a good year though, so that was an interesting move on their part.
I think they're just. I don't know what they're doing. This was an interesting one. I think even the commentators, during the draft itself, were like, "Huh, Alvis Powell."
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah,
he's young, age 25. He wasn't the youngest that went on this draft, by the way. The youngest player was Brandon Vasquez, who we'll get to in just a bit. But Alvis Powell, Inter Miami, filled out their other fullback spot, so they do have now a couple of spots filled. If you're looking at those rosters, they look interesting. I'm not necessarily a fan of either one of these two clubs so far. It's nothing like to call home about, but I mean,
Not yet. Not yet. I mean,
you're right.
they're it's interesting. I was like, oh, look, Inter's gonna go young, and then they broke our hearts.
Yeah.
So, I guess it's just to fire off the names, right? So Inter went with Ben Sweat, Alvis Powell.
Yeah.
I'll skip the one. Luis Argudo, Brian Meredith, backup from Seattle. Boy, they love giving up their backup keepers. Isn't it interesting? Right? We know about that.
Mm-hmm.
But then, of course, the one to break all our hearts was Lee Nguyen, which when I saw the outside backs going, I was like, oh, man, we're not going to lose El Munir. In my head going, well, maybe we're going to get lucky this year. And then the dagger dropped, right? Lee Nguyen gets selected. Drafted from LAFC to Miami, so I instantly hate you people. Daggers to Miami for doing that. But it is what it is. We left him open. So, interesting. It kind of goes against their like vibe, though, because they've been going all youth with their team. And then they bring a guy that's 33 years old, who's obviously going to have to restructure his contract for them in a way. Yeah, so it's going to be interesting how they're going to fit him in, but you can't help but think he's instantly a starter now for Inter. There's no question.
At the end of the day, I think I can say the majority of us are upset, but there is a few of us that actually understand why this move had to happen. And I've asked, like, who would you remove from the protected list to put in Lee Nguyen? And really the only person that anybody has ever brought up is Tristan Blackman. There is way too much upside for Blackman to be removed and replaced by Lee Nguyen. What people don't understand is Lee Nguyen was not a starter for LAFC. He could, but he wasn't really a regular starter for LAFC, as well as he was taking up a lot of cap space, is my understanding. He was an expensive contract. So keep that in mind. Okay. We do get now, I believe it's 50,000 in some allocation money, right?
Yeah, which we need. Definitely need.
Yep.
Knowing that there's potential moves and people out of contract right now, things are going to happen. Yeah, we're going to get some real interesting notifications in the next few days as the other roster rules kick in and the other big dates kick in, which we'll talk about too today. But yeah, Lee's gone. There's a reason behind it. Again, Blackman wasn't protected in the last draft because he was an up-and-coming player. We protected him this time because, let's be honest, he plays center back and he plays right back. And we're dangerously light at right back. So we need him. No doubt about it.
Yeah. Did I say did I say 50,000? Christian is correcting me here if I said it wrong in the chat. Mr. Christian Philemon, what's going on, sir?
Hey.
From Defenders of the Bank. Go ahead and check it out. He said each team that gets a player taking an expansion gets 50,000 in GAM. There it is. Thank you.
GAM this time. Okay. GAM. Yeah, so Lee is gone. You got to realize the depth. Now that Lee is gone, Peter Lee Vassell, of course, is going to have to step up and replace him in that role, among other players. But we do have depth at midfield. There's no question of it. I know Lee is an impact player, but the kids got to step up, right? We have other players that are supposed to now move into that role. We'll see what happens. It's got to happen, especially with CONCACAF Champions League and kicking in and all the other tournaments we're going to be a part of. We got some trophies to chase for next year, so it's going to happen. Nashville was interesting on this one because they got Dinladi, then they temporarily had Zarek Valentin, Jalil Anibaba, Brandon Vasquez, and then Jimmy Miranda from Sporting Kansas City. Of course, Zarek Valentin didn't last very long. He went to Houston along with $75K in target allocation money in exchange for goalkeeper Joe Willis. Brilliant move by Nashville. They also traded away Brandon Vasquez to FC Cincinnati in exchange for $150K in 2020 allocation money and $50K in 2021 general allocation money. I believe they also traded for draft picks in the Super Draft.
Yeah, it's for a first round to Cincinnati, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
And it was basically third overall. So it's a good spot. So they're definitely going to be... You know what that tells you? When they made that move, I was like, hey, somebody's actually putting a little bit of worth into the Super Draft. Clearly, there's some players there that they are interested in. So good stuff. I mean, that's great. And also, you have to look at who is running the Nashville SC staff and very much aware of the youth, and the college players that are out there. So I thought it was hilarious because when they announced Halil Anibaba, I think he said Halil, what did he say? Antonella. Or, by
like
accident.
Huh?
Yeah, and everybody's like, what?
Who?
What? No, but it's Halil Anibaba. He came in. Brandon Vasquez, as you mentioned, what kind of craziness is going on with poor Brandon Vasquez, drafted from Atlanta United, 21, super young, U.S. youth national teamer, and was then sent, obviously, Nashville, and then to FC Cincinnati. I don't know. I just feel like the poor guys kind of got in the bad end of the stick here. But that's a great move for FC Cincinnati, I think.
It's a great move for Brandon Vasquez. You're like, yeah, but he's going to play for Cincinnati. But yeah, he's going to play for Cincinnati.
That's true. It's true.
The kid's going to get play time now. He's not stuck behind Josef Martinez.
That's a great point, sir. Great point.
He doesn't have that high power offense to be stuck with. He's going to get play time there. And the competition ain't that steep in Cincinnati to get play time. So it should work out for him. Definitely.
For sure. And then Jimmy Madranda, what a pick also for Nashville. He was the GM Mike Jacobs called him a Swiss Army knife because basically they can use him in different spots in different ways. Talented Colombian, so again, not the worst of draft picks here for some interesting ones for sure for Miami and for Nashville. I'd probably give them both at least a B. Definitely not an A. B closer to a C maybe. They did take Nguyen.
I think Nashville, I would give them an A because of the trades. Honestly, they have
Joe Willis. That was a great move.
And then they also secured a backup keeper from Kansas City, correct?
Yes, they did. Yeah.
So they've already got both keepers settled for next year. That's the hardest thing to get in this league. We know this.
Yeah.
To get a proven starter and an understudy, like, dude, okay. And they're building out of the back. Like, I can't fault them on those moves, dude. It's to me that's aggressive, and to that I think it's a good thing. And I thought it would be the other way around, where Miami would be the aggressive one, and Nashville would take the more of the Cincinnati type approach, especially by the signings they've made leading up to this. But no, their back line is pretty much getting settled right now. Their goalkeeper is getting settled. They know exactly what they're up to, and they're the aggressive side. So good to them. Looking forward to taking them on next year. But yeah, kudos to them. They're doing it the right way, and I'm happy that there is a team willing to make moves. Getting into the league and seeing some aggressive play, because honestly, that'll get the rest of the league moving. If the new teams are going to be competitive, it gets all of us to get better. Everybody has to get better, which makes it a much better league.
Yeah, goalkeeper Adrian Sendejas is who Nashville picked up in exchange for $125,000 in 2020 targeted allocation money. And $50,000 in 2020 GAM, general allocation money, and a 2020 international roster spot. So Originally supporting Kansas City. So there you go.
Which is, again, good move. They're doing what we do with the expanded international slots. So we know all about that. Good stuff.
Sarek Valentine definitely not expected to be moved from Portland. He was a little bit more of just a player for Portland. I think he had been doing quite a bit of community service and was very much involved in the community there. So I saw a lot of Portland supporters, very, very sad supporters, in a way that kind of made me feel a little bit better about losing Nguyen.
But we're not the only ones crying today.
Yeah, we're not the only ones, exactly. So, but overall, good moves. Again, we did lose Nguyen, unfortunately. I would have thought maybe we would have tried to do something to get him back, but it just doesn't make sense. And I think it actually, honestly, is probably a good move for us. And until we see what kind of acquisitions we make in this preseason, then maybe we can get a better idea whether that was a good move for us or not. And like you said, Peter Vassell is it's now your time to shine, sir, because that is his spot. So. Cool, good stuff. Anything you want to add about the expansion draft?
Now that the draft is done, now it's time to focus on the offer deadlines on what? Options for the 21st.
Hey, I got a graphic.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm going to throw that on here. All right. Some off-season dates that you guys need to know. November 21st is a club deadline to exercise options. That is the next big thing in the next couple of days, actually. So the clubs have a deadline to exercise those options. And then on the 25th is the end-of-year waivers. This is when we're going to start seeing maybe some players actually leave, unfortunately.
And free agency becomes official.
Free agency opens on the 25th as well. So there's that. And then the following day, really quickly, on the 26th, is the stage 1 of the MLS re-entry draft. This is where you're going to see people, basically the free agents and those that are out of contract kind of try to find their way back into some other clubs somewhere, which if I'm not mistaken, I believe this is kind of how we got Bellhaber or Philhaber, I mean.
Yeah.
Tongue twist. Yeah. And then the super draft is in January this year.
Yeah, which is total buzzkill because it's not even going to be a event.
Yeah, January 2020 MLS Super Draft. So they're not making it an event, huh? Because of what? Why?
I don't know. It's strange to me. So you and I and the Heart of LAFC podcast, right? Our first really united co-hosted podcast was actually in Philadelphia at the draft. So there's a special place in my heart for the draft. Where we saw Blackman lift up the supporter scarf rather than the corporate league scarf.
That was great.
It's special, and to me, it's special because when you go to the draft, you actually get to meet the families of players who finally got that shot. They're gonna be pro athletes, right? That's the dream of dreams, and you get to see it. And it's also hooked to the coaches convention, right? The National Coaches Convention. So there's a cool vibe about it. And through the streets today, we were walking down the street with Ben Olsen, right? Our supporters, and you kind of get to meet really cool people, and it's kind of a nice way to kick things off for the year. But for some reason, I guess Chicago was the last one, and this one now will be an online draft. So basically all the war rooms will be home based, and they're just going to do this online, you're on the clock, you're on the clock, you're on the clock. So so I guess everyone will have their camp and their home base, and that kind of stinks. I mean, that's going to kind of kill the trades and stuff, right?
That's interesting because I think, if I'm not mistaken, this year would have gone to Los Angeles, right? So the draft would have been in LA. Or am I wrong?
Yeah, which would have been the second time, for us. Because we had it the year before our season started in LA.
Okay.
Because we kind of invaded their draft that year. It would have been fun to do it again. But I guess that's not happening this year. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Very unfortunate. I think it's a little backwards from the league. It's the first time that's ever going to happen. They've always been doing this since '96. So, yeah. It is what it is. It's gone now. Hopefully they'll get it right, and the next year they'll be back again. But
that's a bummer. Yeah, That was fun, man. That was super fun. If you guys want to go back and listen to that, that was a really fun one. We were in our Airbnb, like in the living room, trying to record
Yeah.
off of our newly purchased little handheld recorder. After having spent the entire day kind of walking around Philadelphia and doing supporter things, I was actually media. That was pretty cool. I got to see and actually got to talk to John Moutinho and Tristan Blackman. So it was a really cool day. Sad to see that they're not doing that at least this coming year. But hey, we move on and we'll see. Maybe we get somebody else. Keep in mind, didn't we get Peter Lee Vassell in the last super draft?
Staying on.
And he's staying on.
A survivor.
Crazy how far back into the draft he actually was. And look at him. So there you go. Cool. Anything else regarding, and let's see, there's a couple of things that we'll probably touch on later on. There's a lot of things going on with the MLS just in general. If you guys want to keep up with everything, Thierry Henry is back. He'll be coaching Impact. Apparently the only coach to be interviewed. Actually, he probably wasn't even interviewed. He called and was like, "Hey, I heard you have a spot open." And they're like, "Okay, it's yours." Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, because he didn't do so well in Europe, so
yeah,
coaching.
But I don't think that was necessarily. I don't think that was necessarily his fault, though.
No, I think he got in a rough situation in the first place, but still, he's here now. Honestly, he knows how this league operates. He's been in it. He knows the ins and outs. So, all the best to him, except when he plays us. So, yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
There's something else we need to announce that's happening tomorrow, right?
Oh, what's happening tomorrow?
What do you think's happening tomorrow?
There's an announcement.
Yes, there is.
There's an announcement that it's been rumored now for a while. Joseph, go ahead, man. You're better at spilling these beans.
So about 10 a.m. tomorrow, I believe, we're going to have this announcement at the Bank of California Stadium that, yes, Bank of California Stadium will be hosting the next All-Star Game on July 29th. This is the best format I've heard of yet for the MLS All-Star Game. It is the MLS All-Stars versus the Liga MX All-Stars. Yes, this is a beautiful thing. Yeah, we're going to go at it with these guys. I believe there's going to be a lot of top-end legends at the event tomorrow to promote this, to support it. You name it. It's going to be a lot of fun to see who's going to be announcing this. Garber's making the trip out. Yeah, guys, this is historic. And also means we're going to get a really cool All-Star Game uniform, hopefully without a big giant target on the front. But, yeah.
It's the one thing I was talking to buddies over here. I said, finally a reason to buy. Remember I was going to buy the Orlando kit because I really like the purple?
Yeah.
But now it better be a beautiful looking jersey. And by the way, not just Don Garber, but Enrique Bonilla, also the executive president of Liga MX, will be down here. The news was actually dropped by Kevin Baxter on Los Angeles Times, who we're not a huge fan of, but he usually doesn't put stuff out there unless he's 100% sure.
I heard one of your neighbors is going to be up here, so be a part of the announcement. So there it is.
Mr. Not only MLS All-Star, but also Liga MX player Landon Donovan's going to be over there. Yes,
that is true.
He's everywhere right now. He's just trying to promote our club here in hometown San Diego. So he was at the USL, which by the way, kudos and congratulations to the Monarchs who won the USL championship. Beat
upset victory right there. Yeah.
Took away the three-peat from Louisville City, and but what an interesting game. So he was out there too. But good stuff. Scheduled again. You said July 29th. What other information from that? So I think the only other All-Star game based in Los Angeles was in 2003, and it was hosted by Carson at what was then called the Home Depot Center. And
it's been in San Diego before, so I was at that.
That was also the only other time a Mexican team was involved in this, with the MLS All-Stars beating Chivas of Guadalajara 3-1.
I have that T-shirt hiding somewhere from that All-Star game.
Sellout crowd of 27,000. So this one's gonna sell out for sure.
Dude, this is gonna be amazing.
It's gonna be hard to get those tickets though. That's the only bummer. It's probably gonna be difficult unless you're. I'm assuming season ticket holders get a little bit of a deal.
Yeah, There's no doubt about that, right? I'm looking forward to this. I can't wait for this one. They finally found a format that I really like.
Yeah.
I don't like playing random club teams. I think that's kind of lame. I think this is, it's a spectacle. It should be a spectacle. Doing the all-stars from different leagues that's a different move. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I like especially Liga MX, right? That's the league we all watch for the most part outside of MLS, and then of course EPL is the other big popular one. But come on, this is going to be great. And there's a lot of players that we always dream to play in MLS that we'd like to see them eventually come here, and now we get to see them play against our guys. So it's going to be good.
Yeah.
It's going to be good.
So there you have it. What else are we covering, man? I think today might be a short one. Do you want to start?
I did want to throw out there that I did a little bit of homework regarding our scheduling coming up for next year for our first games, and it did kind of get out there that February 29th would be the opening of the season since the last time we talked. So February 29th will be MLS first kick for this year, for the 25th season. Of course, those of you who have teams in the CONCACAF Champions League, you're going to be playing 2 games right before the season opener. So we'll basically have 3 games in 10 days, it's looking like, to kick off our year. Okay. Yeah, so get ready for that.
Interesting.
I'm not sure where we're going to play or if we're going to be the host for the first game or the second game. We'll figure that out in December. But yes, guys, be ready for a very busy February because you're going to have 3 games in February.
Jeez.
Early start.
All right, cool. Good stuff. Let's see here. Maybe we should take a couple of phone calls if anybody wants to actually, I don't know, talk to us or whatever. I doubt it, but maybe. 818-927-3184. Go ahead and give us a call. Let's see if it works.
I know one wanted to talk, or he was speaking about it all day today. After things happened, I know he wants in. So, Mr. Ox, I know your call's on the way.
Yeah, man, where you at? Come on, call it in. Actually, I think I saw him in here in the chat room.
And if Brennan's still on there, thanks for killing my diet with those Tim Tams, dude. Those white chocolate ones are pure evil, dude, and in the best kind of way.
I have yet to get any, by the way. That's terrible.
Oh, I haven't. That's the first time I had them because I've been taking care of myself. But the Tim Tams were there, and I'm like, all right, I'll try them out. I give in.
Come on, Ox. Call in, man. 818-927-3184. For those of you that want to call us and just kind of, I don't know, vent. We're here for you. Give us a call.
Man.
Let's talk.
While we wait, I'll throw in my diatribe about the whole thing. Like, to me, Lee Nguyen was kind of a player's player, right? The guys loved him. Fans loved him. Great personality if you've ever met him. Really cool cat. Amazing poker player and video game player. On social media, pretty active stuff. In the locker room, I gotta say, especially after winning the Supporters Shield, absolutely hilarious. And after seeing all the hell he went through in New England to have him finally win something with us, dude, you got to understand how cool that was to see him getting to celebrate the Supporters Shield.
Yeah.
After almost sitting out an entire year thanks to New England to now being where he was at. There's no way right now he's happy about what's happening. I can't imagine it. I think he was gearing up for Champions League, just like all of us were. So it's rough to see, but at the same time, if you're going to land somewhere, Miami's not a bad place to land.
No, not at all. We do have a call.
Yeah, let's do it.
Hello. Who's this?
Yo.
What's up,
What
Box? What's going on, man? You took long enough, bro.
How you doing?
What's going on?
Whoa, he's awake.
Well, I'm driving.
I'm driving
right now.
Please be safe. Are you on Bluetooth? Just say yes.
Well, yeah, it's the Bluetooth connected to the car, so.
All right, cool.
I'm good. I'm not holding the phone or nothing.
All right, man. I think you might be the only call we take today, so we can call it early. So we want to know how you feel, man. After obviously, Lee Nguyen being taken from us by Miami, going from West Coast all the way to the East Coast. How you feeling, man?
Well, I mean, I was shocked. To tell you the truth, I didn't expect it to be Lee. I mean, there was a couple of players that I didn't expect it to be, but like I was pretty sure like that I was thinking it was gonna be Vassell going to Miami since he does have something going for him. I mean we haven't seen it, but I mean for him to play for Jamaica, the first team, I mean there has to be something about him. You get me? So I was thinking it was gonna be him going for us, but I mean when I saw it was Lee, I was like, oh, for real. I can't believe it. I mean, it sucks. It sucks to see him go. I mean, but I mean, it's gonna happen no matter what. So, someone was gonna be going. We knew it was gonna happen. I just didn't think it was gonna be him. I mean, it sucked.
Yeah.
I mean, Lee's a good player. I mean, he has his talents, man. But hey, I mean, that just gives us an open spot. We got to get somebody else. I mean, unless Peter's the one that's gonna have to step up. So, let's see what happens.
I think for me the hard part was that we had already walked into this knowing that our midfield is the one that kind of needs some work, and to lose somebody like Lee there, I think for sure we're gonna need to get some reinforcements in the mid. 100%. Joseph, what do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think a trade might be in the works, to be honest. We have a surplus in one position that we're basically 3 deep. I can't help but think that somebody's going to get shopped in that case, which sucks because we love these guys, right? We've made history with them all. So it's hard to see guys get shopped. But I think we're also going to get possibly a shocker up front of a transfer happening too, so that might need to be addressed as well.
Yeah.
Goalkeeping position, Cisniega was protected, so I'm guessing that means that he's expected to fight for the number 1 and secure the number 1. Why else would you protect him? And Tyler Miller, who is out of contract, and we might give him a bona fide offer before the 14th now, or I mean the
20-something,
the 21st. Sorry,
21st.
If they're going to try to option him, I know he wanted a raise, so we'll see what happens there. It doesn't look like he wants to leave. He just wants a better situation. He's always been the second highest paid goalkeeper, even though he's always been the guy with the most minutes. So
he was hanging out
He
was hanging out at the Rams game with Tristan Blackman and Diamande.
Yeah, Dio looked like he had a great time.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
So did cool. Tristan, dude. He was like, what does he call himself? Swaggy T. Come on.
Always. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. I just. Man, it again, it's hard to see Nguyen go. I understand why. I understand the financials behind it. I understand that we have a lot of young talent that's coming of age, and we were building this team. Honestly, I don't think that it was built to peak this year, even though it did what it did. I honestly think next year was the thought of when it was going to peak. So, changes always happen, right? They're never the same each year. It can't be, because when you do, you don't make progress. You can't stand pat. You got to have something fresh. So
yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I still think a veteran goalkeeper's coming in as a backup option. Either that or Philip Ejimalu's going to get into the top 18. We'll see.
Huh,
but
interesting.
Yeah, you never know.
He was doing well in what was it, USL or USL 1?
Yeah, he's doing great in the USL. So you never know what we're going to do there, because you can't sit on a kid for too long.
No.
They got to get their shot. So we'll see. It's a lot of question marks for us this year, especially if a deal happens for Rossi between now and the beginning of league. So if we keep him on, even better. If we extend him, that would be the best, I think. But we'll see what happens.
Yep. What were you going to say,
Yeah.
Ox?
No, I was saying, like, for the goalie situation, I mean, I was thinking, especially with the pay that Cisniega was getting, that he would be the first player for us going on it. I don't see us getting another goalie like that. If he's getting paid that much, I'm pretty sure they're just gonna throw him in there on the to be our first goalie on the field. I don't see him as a backup or anything like that anymore.
No.
I don't think they brought him in to be backup in the first place.
No.
So, yeah, I think
Look at
this
who's
is
getting
his
paid
time
more.
to shine.
Look at who's getting paid more. That's another thing. I think it might be part of it as well, which is silly. But hey, you just never know with these things. The expect more moves is where we're gonna end tonight. Unfortunately, this is only the beginning. Yes, we lost Nguyen, but expect to lose more, but also maybe gain. So
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, there will be more. There will be new faces. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep in mind how many we lost last season, man. Like a lot. Sornomas. Do you guys even remember that name? We had.
I mean, you go back to Simon, right?
Simon. We had.
Yeah.
Now I'm drawing blanks on all these names, but we lost a
Moutinho
lot of
got
people.
moved.
Moutinho got moved. We had what's the name of the Egyptian gentleman?
What's his name?
Yeah, Omar Gabber.
Gabber.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Gosh, it's late.
Expansion year, right? It's normal.
Yeah. So with that being said, anything else you guys want to add before we call it a night?
Get ready for some crazy news coming down the line here. Don't be surprised if a trade comes in. Don't be surprised if you see some crazy stuff, especially knowing that league's going to be starting up in February. That's so quick. Things are going to happen. That's for sure. Enjoy the announcement tomorrow, everybody. I think our next episode is the pre-Thanksgiving episode, so we'll get some more news coming in, especially with the 21st coming really quickly. We might see some changes by next week.
Yep. Yeah. How about you, Ox? You got anything to add before we go, man?
No, I mean, same as Joseph. I mean, surprises are actually going to happen. I mean, we just got to be ready for them. We are going to lose players. That's just part of the game, man. I mean, we get new players. Some of our old ones leave. I mean, that's how it is. So you got to be prepared for it. Can't get attached to a player. You already know that.
Yep. Yeah. That's the one thing. I mean, you can get attached to a player, but you shouldn't. Absolutely.
Well, yeah, pretty much.
Awesome. Well, that's going to do it for us. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this show. I think we're going to have another one next week for sure. We're going to have some stuff to talk about. I have a gut feeling we have another hour to fill next week. Monday or Tuesday. It depends. By the way, Joseph's a trooper because he's not feeling all that great. I didn't mention this to him because the show must go on, but I'm running a fever right now, Joe. So we are both on the same...
on the mend, people. Yeah, no doubt.
And you know what?
Drink a hot toddy.
Oh, there you go. So, anyways, we just want to say we love you guys. We appreciate you guys calling in. So, that's it. That's going to do it for us. Another episode in the books for Mr. Hooliganox, for Mr. Joseph Sacker. My name is Jerry Jimenez, and you have been listening to the Heart of LAFC podcast. Stay golden.
Thank you for listening to the Heart of LAFC. Make sure to leave us a rating and review on iTunes or Stitcher. Shoulder to shoulder, the black and gold is taking over.